Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of All Around the Platinum, the show where we platinum games. We talk about the difficulty, the enjoyment, the hardest trophy in the game, and of course whether or not I recommend to actually go for the platinum of the game. Today's game, nice little puzzle game that we played called The Gardens Between. A nice chilled out little game. I really enjoyed this one. It was a very quick one to get done as well. We got it done within an hour. I say an hour, it was about an hour and a half. We got it done in, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun for what it was. It was enjoyable. It was simple. I did most of the game without a guide. I think it was just the last two puzzles or the last two levels that I needed a little bit of help on. Which I was quite proud of myself for. Again, a game that I wanted to take my time with and just enjoy, and I naturally got it done quite quickly. Of course, like I said, the last two areas I did use a guide because I did struggle a little bit because I'm not the best with puzzles, but I wanted to challenge myself a bit, and I'm glad I did because I had a really great time with this game. But on that note, before I get into the enjoyment and everything, let us talk a little bit about the game first. So, The Gardens Between is an adventure puzzle video game developed by Australian studio The Voxel Agents and published in September 2018 for Windows, macOS, Linux, Nintendo Switch and PS4. It was later released for the Xbox One in 2018, iOS in 2019, Android in 2020 and PS5 in 2022. It was made with the Unity engine, is considered a single-player fantasy, mystery, puzzle, adventure indie game, and like I said, the publisher and developer was The Voxel Agents. Fantastic, phenomenal. I approve tremendously. The game itself is made up of 18 trophies in total, including the platinum, and of course we'll go into the stats that PSN Profiles produces. So, out of the 11,774 game owners, 8,709 have the platinum, which is 73.97%. That's crazy, by the way. That is a lot of people. So it's a very easy to achieve platinum, and of course the same amount has for the 100% as well. And if we go to difficulty ratings on PSN Profiles, it is a 2 out of 10 difficulty. It will take up one playthrough and takes around 2 hours to complete. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The game is very fun and it is very enjoyable. Again, very short as well, doesn't take a long time, but it's very cute. There's a lot of little references in there, and the way they tell the short story, obviously they're telling in this sort of mini game, it's done very well, and it's very good. It's very well told, and the visual storytelling itself is phenomenal as well. So yeah, highly recommend you go and check this one out. However, before, like I said, we get too ahead of ourselves and jump into the enjoyment and difficulty and trophy, let's see all of those 18 trophies, including the platinum, pop for your faces. See you in a bit. Alrighty then. Well, shall we jump in to the enjoyment, the difficulty, and the hardest trophy in the game? So, my enjoyment when I rated this on the 30 Platinums video was a 7 out of 10, and I think I'd keep it about the same. I think I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Again, a fun game. I genuinely enjoyed it. The way they told the story through the visual telling was really, really well done. Very cleverly done as well. There were a lot of small points in the game, like tiny details that you'd be like, wow, okay, yeah, that's heavily focused on. And I think that's what's so beautiful about indie games, is they use different sort of gameplay mechanics and storytelling methods to get that sort of across. And I think it's what a lot of smaller sort of titles don't tend to get enough credit for anymore. I think a lot of AAA studios tend to tell stories and through gameplay or tell stories through cutscenes and stuff in the exact same way, pretty much identically to everyone. Whereas with indie, they do try to do it differently, and I think that does put a lovely, interesting spin on it all as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. The reason I wouldn't give it any higher is, again, puzzle games aren't really my thing. I don't tend to go for them that often. I will admit, been enjoying a few more puzzle games and puzzles in just big AAA games as well, and indie games more recently, and I've kind of been giving them a little bit more time. But yeah, 7 out of 10 feels right for the Gardens Between in regards to enjoyment of the game. And of course, attaining the trophies. The difficulty that I would give this, so obviously PSN Profiles gave it a 2 out of 10. I gave it in the 30 Plats video a 4 out of 10, and I would stick with that still to this day. Again, I tend to find puzzle games a lot more tricky than the average person. I'm not very good with them. I tend to try to overcomplicate puzzles when I find them and things like that as well. So yeah, I'd give this a 4 out of 10 difficulty for me. Again, I'm useless and hopeless at puzzles. However, it doesn't just come down to that. It also comes down to the trophies as well. There are a few trophies that you have to kind of think out of the box for to obtain. Ones that are missable if you don't notice them at first, and they are very, very easy to miss as well. So you have to kind of keep your eye out for that and make sure that you're watching and you know what's coming and whatnot. So yeah. It's definitely a fantastic game to play, and you'll always have a great time with it if you're playing it as well. Like I said, everything comes together really nicely with this game as a whole package. The challenge is just about right. The storytelling is great, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. Yeah, phenomenal. But yes, I would give it a 4 out of 10 for difficulty. Okay, so the hardest trophy in the entire game. Once again, we are going for the overall arching one, which is the Platinum Garden. Collect all the Gardens Between trophies. The reason that I went for the Platinum on this is there were a couple of trophies that are slightly like the missable ones that are slightly more that you have to work out and whatnot. But I think overall the Platinum is going to be the most tricky one to get, as you have to get everything else. I was thinking about going with Don't Touch That, which is where Ariana really shouldn't be pressing buttons, which is basically like one of the missable ones that you can do if you're not careful. But I decided against it, and I decided that I was going to go for the Platinum over the arching one. It just felt like the right trophy to put in there. I don't like putting Platinum trophies as the hardest trophy to obtain in the game, because, I mean, a lot of people are obviously going to go, well, yeah, duh, obviously the Platinum's the hardest, you have to get everything else for it. But honestly, it feels right for this game. Like, having to work out all the side activities, like, and all the, I say side activities, my apologies, all the sort of miscellaneous side trophies that you can get, they all kind of have the same level of difficulty in regards to, they're not that hard to get, but they are easy to miss. And I can't put like 5 or 6 trophies just all down the bottom as the hardest trophy. So the Platinum feels like the right choice for this because of all of those different miscellaneous trophies. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. And on that note, guys, there we have it, the end of this video. I hope you have all enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed the video overall. Yeah, The Gardens Between, a genuinely fun little game that I really did enjoy playing through and enjoyed the story of, and had a nice decent challenge to it as well. Of course, like I said, I did end up using a guide in the end because I was rushing through these games. As much as I tried to give this one a bit of time, I know how bad I am with puzzles as well, so I was like, okay, just let's get it done. But yeah, no, really enjoyed this game, had a lot of fun with it, was a phenomenal game to play, and genuinely, despite the fact that I'm not a puzzler gamer, I don't tend to go for the puzzles, genuinely had a lot of fun with this one, so I highly recommend going and checking it out, especially if you have PSN Extra, because I believe it's still on the PlayStation Plus catalogue, I think, so you can still go and check that out. But yeah, thank you very much guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next episode where we are going to be talking to our little Halloween friend, Jack. There's your clue. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye for now.